Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Monday of me talking about self improvement or some other topic on being an entrepreneur. Um, I had a wonderful weekend. Hope everyone else did. And actually, on Sunday, we had a really awesome discussion with a beautiful longtime entrepreneur. And it was kind of funny because I found an article about one of the subjects that we spoke about. And I just wanted to share it because it was a point actually that I really appreciated um, when it was brought up. And it's something that as entrepreneurs, either starting on our journey, could be something that would affect a more seasoned entrepreneur, maybe ready to start a new venture, ready to start a new business, or something new, whatever that may be. But as humans, we are afraid to fail, and it's natural. It's very uncomfortable to fail, and as humans, we do not like to feel uncomfortable. One of the things that we discuss in this group is comfort zones, and it's very natural to want to stay in a comfort zone, whatever that means for any of us. Um, and stepping outside of that comfort zone, you we feel like it leaves ourselves, well, actually, I guess that you really do leave yourself kind of vulnerable or open to failure, is one of the things that you leave yourself open to. And I just felt it was really interesting that I found an article actually last night about the subject. So I just kind of want to go over some of the points on in the article. Um, it talks about the importance of taking risks and actually embracing failure. If we're too scared to do something new, if we're too scared to step out of our comfort zone, then we stay stagnant. We don't grow. We don't. Uh, we don't do anything. We just stay where we are, and therefore we stay in a spot that we, as entrepreneurs, don't like to stay in. So we have to be willing to take risks, and of course that means have failures. But it's important, it's actually essential to us growing and being successful. And some of the points that the article talked about was innovation. So taking risks can lead to innovation, enabling us to develop new products, new services, or approaches that set us apart from our competitors. So, again, a journey not easy to embark on, but to stay fresh, to stay relevant, and to stay on that successful path, we have to sometimes make changes. And if the business that you have is a service based business, then it's important for you to consider or research or um, add different services. One thing that Missy had mentioned actually on the call, it's so crazy how this tied into our podcast call, but she had mentioned as entrepreneurs giving ourselves raises. Well, the only way to give ourselves a raise is to get more clientele, um, or find more business partners. So you have to add business in order to give yourself a raise. And so when we consider adding a service or improve, maybe adding something onto an already existing service, um, then sometimes that could be a little, a little scary because you don't know how it's going to work. You don't know how it's going to go, but you'll never know unless you do it. So um, it's it's a driving force to get us to, grow. And a lot of this is a mindset too, because you have to be willing to want to take those risks despite what the consequence may be. But again, you cannot grow, you cannot move forward unless you take those risks. And um, you yeah, you just have to. And then it talks about growth, but it also talks about learning. Embracing failure can be a valuable learning experience. And that's one of the things I took away from our call on Sunday, or our podcast, which you all will be able to enjoy on Tuesday, is that we as humans, we make mistakes, we fail. We may do something else that causes some discomfort, but it's okay because it's a natural experience in life. But the important part is what we do with that. So in order to grow, you have to learn from your mistakes. You learn from your failures. But if you don't actually take that step, you won't know if this service or if this person that you're going to get in business with, you don't know if it's going to fail. So you have to take that chance. And if it doesn't pay off or work out the way that you were hoping it would, then you move on to the next thing. But you, as entrepreneurs too, we're always in a learning mode, whether it be educating ourselves on something different or just as a business, adding services, adding people. You learn, you take those steps and you learn and you grow from those steps. But again, resilience is the part that is important. You need to take these things and learn from them, and it builds you up, strengthens you, gives you more experience, business experience, gives you more life experience. And these are things that we can share with others. These are the things that entrepreneurs, as they go through their journey, they learn from these experiences, and we can share them with people like myself, younger entrepreneurs, those who have not gotten to the point where they have experienced a certain bump in the road. And so I really appreciate that discussion that we had, and I appreciate this article because resilience also, as the article said, helps you to develop a positive attitude for challenges and setbacks. So sometimes we have the natural tendency to be negative or take away or concentrate or highlight the negative parts of failure or of some type of a setback. But again, this is where a positive mindset plays a role. And I know a lot of you that are in this group have developed a positive mindset, have developed systems that help you to always stay on, that have that positive thought, stay on the positive road. And it's important to have that because, again, if you allow the negative to creep in, then that will stall you, that will cause you to shrink back. Now, you might get past it at some point, and not saying that it's wrong or bad to feel that way, because it's just, again, it's natural. It's a natural thing to feel. It's a natural experience to have. But again, the important part is how we handle it, and how we get past it. And the wonderful thing about that is then that becomes life experience, that becomes business experience that we can then share down the road. So, we also talk, again, I mentioned systems. Having systems in place, even for those types of situations, is important. Systems are, what's the word? They're so valuable, and they're a necessity in your business, in all aspects of your business. And so it's important for us as we're building businesses to put that on our business plan, as part of our developing, as part of our building uh, up to a successful business. That should be one of the things on your list. But we also need to celebrate these failures. And by that, I mean celebrate what you've learned from the experience. And you do that and you learn from it. Again, it's something that you can share with someone else. And it gives you, I feel that when you conquer hurdles, you get past them, you get stronger. You develop more confidence. So these are important aspects of our character, our personality. Confidence, and the more risks that you take, the easier it is to do, and the end result is growth and success. And again, we don't know if we don't try, so we have to try. But one thing I was just talking about is learning from others. We can learn from other experiences, other business leaders, because that they have taken these risks. That sometimes the risks that they take fail, but by finding, or by learning, it doesn't even there are people in this group that have experienced the things, who have learned, and who can help us share those experiences and what they learned, and it be advice for us. But even in general, being on LinkedIn is a very good platform for business. So research things, whatever it is that you might be thinking about starting or adding to your business. Do some research about it and see if it's something that works. Because again, as entrepreneurs, we share, and we do not let our fellow entrepreneurs bob in the sea of business. We throw them a life vest, a life raft, a floating device, and free of charge. No expectation of any return. We just want to help each other. And so taking these risks or learning from others' experiences is essential for us to understand how implementing these things in our businesses can help. So another very nice comment: by adopting a proactive and open-minded approach to risk-taking, you can differentiate yourself from competitors, drive growth, and ultimately achieve success in business. So open-mindedness is part of that process as well. Because again, just like you get out of your comfort zone, you have to be open-minded to new things. And again, that all these are steps. So Do not be afraid of failure. Failure is going to happen. It's how we deal with it. Do we get up and dust ourselves off? Or do we sit down on the couch and cry and say, you know what, that I didn't like the way that felt. I don't want to feel this again. Um, you don't want to put yourself or get yourself into that mindset, because then you won't go further. And we all want to grow it, even if it's not necessarily in business. Personally, we should want to improve ourselves. Self-improvement, again, is very important. And all this drives us to move forward. All this drives us to success. And so that's just something I wanted to share. And I just thought it was kind of interesting that after discussing it over the weekend, and I find this article that is exactly about what we talked about. And so I love it. And I'm sorry, Missy was on with us. I was kind of not seeing her comments. But good morning, Missy. Thank you for joining. But I really, oh yes, I agree. Stuck sucks. You cannot allow yourself to get stuck. I am in the process of, building a public speaking business. So right now I'm in the education phase, learning what I need to have as experience, what I need to have as further education, what is necessary, the do's and the don'ts in public speaking and becoming a coach. Now I have the experience of public speaking, but the more the behind the scenes, the depth, the way that I can actually help others is the part that I don't have yet. And that's what I'm working on. But I know it's not going to be an easy road. I know that it's going to take a lot of determination, a lot of picking myself up, dusting myself off. So, yes, exactly. I am in education mode and system building. So, that's the point that I'm at now. And I am excited about what comes in the future. But my mind is, because I've had the experience that I've had thus far, and because I've learned from Missy, I've learned from other wonderful guests that we've had on our podcast and our lives, is that these things are going to happen. And so I'm already in expectation of them. Do I want them to happen? No, of course not. But they're the stings that we have to feel, and the stings that keep us going and drive us forward. And so I am open to these things. I am going to embrace these difficulties, these failures, if that's what happens. But I am going to continue to learn, because I know that those bumps and scrapes are what are going to bring me, or make me strong and bring me out on the other side. So thank you everyone for joining me this morning. I hope I shared a little bit of valuable information with you. Missy will be back on Wednesday with her live, and tomorrow the wonderful podcast that I was referring to will be released. You're welcome, Missy. Will be released, and yeah, I loved it. So I really hope that you all take the time to watch it, because you will take a lot away from it, I believe. So everyone have a wonderful day. Again, thank you for joining PJ&C, and we are so happy to have you here. We're here with us, and like I always say, if we can do it, you can do it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.